Still going on. We are now live.
Good evening. This is December 11th, 2025, our last meeting for the Tax Increment Finance Authority. The meeting is now called to order. Mr. Seisman,
Yes.
do our roll call, please.
Yes, Chairman Wallstrom, Board Member Robson,
Here.
Board Member Kuzno. Here. Vice Chair Anton.
Here.
Chairman Wallstrom.
Here.
Board Member Tompkins. Here. Board Member Distel.
Here.
Board Member Peipenbrock.
Here.
Board Member Secord.
Here.
And Board Member Zerny. Here. And Board Member Mullen.
Here.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
A motion, we approve the minutes.
Support.
Let's just do a voice vote.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried.
Thank you. Public comment? Seeing none, we're moving on to unfinished business. There is no unfinished business at this point. Now we're on to new business. First item on that agenda is setting the meeting dates for 2026. If everyone has reviewed those meeting dates.
Chair,
Yes.
question, August 14th, I think, is a Friday.
It is Friday.
You know, I would recommend that we don't schedule them for.
That's a good idea.
Thank you. That's on me. That's on me. So we will make it on the 13th. Good catch. Thank you.
With that change, I would make a recommendation to adopt the 2026, set the 2026 meeting dates as listed as amended.
Thank you very much. Do I have a second?
I second.
Great. Thank you. I'll do
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
wonderful. All right. Seisman?
All right, so moving on. Thank you, Chairman Wallstrom and members of the TIFA board. So I guess we sent over to you a option agreement for 1167 Maryland. And for those familiarity, if you were on Maryland Street next to Point Hardware, that is the gravel lot that is over there that this TIFA board years ago purchased. It was a two-family home at the time. The TIFA did buy that home for about $128,000 with the intent at that time to turn it into a parking lot. And so, you know, the TIFA did take a look at putting this parking lot as a formal one. And we looked at that cost when former Director Rothie was looking at this, and it was about $265,000 for us to have a surfaced parking lot, which my understanding is this board decided against doing so. And earlier in this year, I know there was discussions about, looking at different options for the Point Hardware Group, which is owned by Waddish Velocity, who now manages Point Hardware and Festool Tools and Marvin Windows. The purchase price is proposed is about $35,000 with an option consideration of $5,000 for 1 year. And if the TIFA board were to accept this agreement, the buyer has 1 year to exercise it. My understanding from talking with Mr. Hawassley is he is looking to expand the operations of Point Hardware and or consider building a home or office space on that property. And so I just did want to provide for the staff note here for reference, just what could be the taxable value to the TIFA, because right now it currently sits as no taxable value because it is TIFA owned. There is a taxable value for a home in the TIFA district at $28,000. After the sale and build of that home, the property is now worth $337,500. So there's quite a significant opportunity for TIFA to capture taxes that has not been captured since 2012, so about 13 years. And I would recommend this board consider the option agreement from Point Hardware Group, and happy to answer any questions or thoughts you may have.
I didn't hear what you said. What is the intention to build that?
He would like to either expand Point Hardware, so he would have to either look at moving utility lines with DTE. That is the most expensive option, or just go ahead and build a home/office space there. So, you know, you could have a rental being one and personal office above. And so that's what he's looking at right now.
And do we consider this to be a reasonable price for a lot?
Yes, and I would say it's a reasonable price, Board Member Tompkins, and I'll use this as a comparison for those that are on Wayburn. The city of Grosse Pointe Park actually just sold Mr. Hawasli the parking lot that is right behind Point Hardware. That's right next to the barber shop there. The city sold it for about $40,000. And so when we were looking at the taxable value, you know, for the land, we thought 35 was a pretty fair deal.
Okay, thank you.
Is it approximately the same size?
It's approximately the same size.
Why would we not ask for 40? 30 is my recommendation, even if we're not sure we're going to get it. Should we try to give ourselves a little bit of bargaining room?
We could try to do that. I know previously, and I'm going to go back in history, I know Warren did a lot of negotiating with him before. You know, there was a smaller dollar amount proposed. Even Warren then negotiated higher. I then negotiated with Mr. Hawasli. And so, you know, he finally, he signed the agreement, and this is what he had for me. So I think if we were to look to go up anymore, I wouldn't go more than 40.
Okay.
So, I know that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to say so that everybody is aware. My family still owns the Point Hardware building. So I am sort of an affiliated person on this transaction, just to make everybody aware.
Okay. Any other comments or thoughts?
Is this one of the items that's going to be in closed session, or is this the lease agreement option agreement we're going to approve?
This would be an open session that we would approve.
Okay, what I'm saying is, are we going to be discussing this later this evening or not?
No,
Okay, then my question would be, what kind of recourse would happen if nothing happens on the lot, stays vacant forever?
Yeah, sorry. So if you go to section 16 of the option agreement, that's the reversion clause. If the property owner fails to perform within the 3 years, then the TIFA has the ability on a written notice to repurchase.
For the same price?
So one of their options is to keep it a parking lot, right? Or no, or they have to build.
Back that question up too with where does this 28,000 number come from? I heard you just say that the parking lot behind the building sold for 40,
yes.
but I know for a fact the property on Charlevoix next to Flaherty sold for 150. And I know what I paid for the parking lot that was next to the Charlevoix, and I had an assessment done on that,
Mm-hmm.
and that was in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if this is a similar size lot. I'm just curious where the came from.
So what I did for the 28,000 is we looking at an empty, you know, lot. And again, when this was done at the time, so this might have been, there was a lot here in Maryland that was empty. And then we used another lot. Actually, it would be the corner of Wayburn and Verner over there. So I used what the value was of those properties just to try to find something in the middle. And so
I'm sorry to cut your question off. I just kind of wanted to see where the value numbers came from before we discuss who else could possibly buy.
I appreciate it.
Like I said, 3 years ago, I had a property assessment company come out, and they used, there wasn't an exact match, but accessible properties in the general area in the points. And they came up with a number of 62. I was privately owned the land. So I don't know if that makes a difference. Never tried to buy anything from a public entity before.
Yeah.
But our negotiated price came out significantly higher than that. Like I said, I know that the approximate price for the property next to O'Flaherty's was in the around 150, and that's got to be a smaller piece of property. I don't have that in front of me, but that's like a half a lot
BJ, was that property on Charlevoix?
on Charlevoix.
It's on Charlevoix.
But I mean, I would assume things on Kirchhoff would go even more
This is
significant.
not on virtual, it's on Maryland.
I know, but it's right behind the business there, and that's been sitting there. I'm very familiar with that
And
property.
the difference too is that that's considered, even though it's TIFA owned, that's a residential property versus a commercial property value.
Just, and that's why I'm asking. I'm not saying I'm right and 28, that 28 is wrong. I'm just curious where that number came from based on similar sized lots in the
That's a good
general
question.
area, so.
It
Does seem very low to me too.
Yeah, if we're gonna sell it, we need to get as much as we can for it.
Sure. Yeah, and I'm not interested in taking the opportunity away from any local business person, or home builder or renter or whatever.
It's gotta be market value.
I'm just curious where that number, or where even the 40 number came from.
Right.
That wasn't TIFA owned, it was city owned. I'm curious where that, because I would say that other parking lot is a commercial piece of property, correct? The one that was behind the building? It has commercial
Municipal.
parking meters in it.
Yeah, municipal parking lot. And so what the city did to, you know, at least the reason that we wanted to sell it is we were, you know, otherwise going to have to pave the lot. It was going to cost us $250,000 to do so. We haven't been getting taxes on the property for years. And so, you know, one thing I would certainly think about, and I definitely respect where you're coming from, let's get every dollar that we can as this board, is, you know, as soon as we are able to, you know, sell whether it's a municipal property, TIFA or city, it's looking at the uncapping of those taxes. And so just as an example, I referenced this property over on Lake Point that was a single family lot that was empty. Right now, after that tax capture, the TIFA is actually capturing about $8,000 on that one individual. So compounding that over a couple of years, it definitely, does it go right up to the number of a potential sale? You know, probably not, but it definitely is going to take some time. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
What is the lot on Wayburn and Verner? What that goes for?
that was
At least the city still.
That was a city lot. That was roughly about. You're putting me on the spot, Kurt.
Just roughly.
Close to 50,
Okay,
maybe.
okay,
Yeah.
but not in the 30s.
No.
Okay.
And I do apologize. I was saying 28. The number is 35. So there's
Yeah.
And I mean,
significant difference.
and you're right, that number was from 2022. So I would assume that obviously things have just gone up and up here. So
Yeah.
Nick, can you discuss the current usage of that lot? And if we do sell the property, will that negatively impact parking in that business district? What's your thoughts on?
So we as the city were having some issues with the a local business that was parking cars there overnight. And so our public safety was managing and you know, writing tickets to those that were getting out. We actually put signs up there that you can't park between 3 to 5 a.m. I will say that with the new parking lot there, you know, the TIFA lot there, that has helped. And then at the city level, we just approved an extension with the Cottons for the Wayburn properties that used to have homes there. And their intent is still going to be to develop those as parking lots going into the city of Detroit. So, you know, there might be, you know, a little bit of an impact, you know, at first if we were to sell the property and it's no longer a parking lot, but, you know, probably within a year that could be rectified, you know, starting with the parking lot being built. And the city is also looking into having resident permit parking available. So probably some of those residents that might be parking there next door could have an opportunity to park in the TIFA lot.
Thank you.
What's the zoning on that property currently?
The new zoning on that now is,
It's still residential.
yeah, still residential. I think it's like NR1 or NR2. So it could be
So if he
single or
wants to do something,
multifamily.
he's going to have to apply for a
There may be a rezoning request if he wants to use commercial, you know, use this partial commercial. Yes.
Yeah, it is NRC, neighborhood
NRC.
residential C.
Okay.
Would it, excuse me, Chair, would it be appropriate for us to have an appraisal done? And have that property appraised, and then if that way we're not guessing with public funds and an
I
outside
believe
appraisal.
we actually have an appraisal on that property. I know Warren had that done.
Let's dust it off and look at it, then,
Yeah.
if we could.
Very good.
Take a pause.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So do they have to build on it or can they keep it as a parking lot?
if it's gonna be owned by another entity, we're gonna require them that they have to build, whether it's a house or commercial business, but kind of hearing what I'm seeing right now, why don't we, Chairman Ralston, maybe table this discussion and maybe we'll bring it up after more review and bring it up to the next meeting in January.
Perfect. If we can get that information out to everybody, maybe, yeah. That'll help with this process.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Next item on the agenda is,
Was there a motion?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
let's make a motion to.
Arthur, go ahead and make your motion.
I make a motion to postpone decision on this item until we obtain additional information
An appraisal.
and review the appraisal.
I support.
Second.
Just do a voice vote.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion carries.
Very good. Next item on the agenda is a closed session. I need a motion, please, to go into closed session. I have a second.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
We're now in closed session.
Sorry, Brett.
If I get my way, I'd go out and play catch with Stormy.
That's very well.
Okay.
Just want to hold hands.
So actually, I'm gonna keep this on because otherwise I have to recreate the stream. What I'm gonna do is I can get this, let's see if this works. These should eventually turn red.
Right.
It's your stream up.
Pause it.
No, I mean, that's because this is your stream. Yeah, that's kind of.
15 is as consideration. There you go, okay.
All right, put that in the stream and then I'll create a new section. Yep.